So you need to squish all the letters up and into each other to preserve some space, and then stretch it. So I unlocked it so I can make it a little taller, the letters, and a little bit fatter, but I would need it to stay at the 12, obviously. So it looks like that is about as big as it's gonna get on a sheet, unless I want to take out more words, which I might end up doing, but that is about as big as you want your lettering to be, about 2.5 inches. So, yeah, but that's how you're gonna preserve the space. You do line space and letter space is going to help a lot. And then after this, you say make it, and it'll show you how it's going to be on the grid. And I hate how they turn it. They always do whatever they want. But so that's going to go to the 12, and I'm going to have extra space here, but that's fine. And that's how it would print. Do not mirror image. It needs to be regular. And then set up your Cricut. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my Cricut. Okay, it's open. I don't know if you have the Explorer or whatever. But... So here, make sure it's turned to vinyl. And then you know you're gonna scroll in your paper. So you're gonna put your paper in. And then once you say you're ready, then this should be blinking. And then press it and it'll start going. All right, so I've got my adhesive board and I'm going to stick it on here. Right side up, of course. So I've got this in here. And once it's in there, I'm going to push this button and it's going to pull it up and get it ready. And from here, you push continue. And once you do that, this body's gonna start blinking, and then you push it, and here you go, you're all set. And you wait for it to do its thing. Alright, so we got to 100%, and we're ready to pull it out. So we just push this button and it'll release it. Let's see if you can tell. And what I like to do to make sure my fonts are the same size, especially when I have to print more, is I add a new text. So I click this and then this will come up and I add my text. So let's see, in the Grinch, okay, I'm just gonna give you an example. So it says the Grinch, and so I'm gonna get it to the same size as, oh, sometimes this can be a pain though. I'm gonna size it to one of these to make sure that the letters are the same. I gotta unlock it because they're a little skinnier. Sometimes I like to find like a letter that's in common, so like the N. See, that's perfect. So that lines up really well, so that's about the size we're gonna go for. And then what I do is I take the, you know, this I, looks like an I, and you just push it and then it goes away. And that way you have the exact same size font. So these are the 3 things that I'm sure make things easier. Hopefully you have one of these. If you don't, I can let you borrow it, but it's just the picker. And then this is gonna really help smooth out your paper, and then of course scissors. All right, so now you get to weed. So you're gonna peel it off. Kind of hard to do one-handed. So, but this paper is really, really easy to weed. So that's nice.
So you literally like try to hold it down and it should just come off really easy. Except for these areas, you're gonna want to kind of lift it up, just like that. You know how to weed. Okay, so this thing makes it super easy. If you can see, just gonna poke it and it comes out. Ta-da! So this is the roll of contact paper that I have. I got it on Amazon a long time ago. But it does rip really easily, so you have to be really, really careful pulling it so that it doesn't make the little tiny rips. I don't know how you have yours. I think they sell them in strips, but they're way more expensive per strip. This is definitely the cheaper route, but it's basically just sticky paper. And you're gonna stick this on top of what you have weeded. And that's what it looks like after you put it on top of your vinyl. And then, so it's still hooked onto the paper here. And so you would just take this off. I keep mine on my sticky board. My sticky board needs to be retired. But so you take it off the sticky board, cut it into your strips, and then put it where you want it on the board so you know your spacing. And then after you do that, then you're gonna peel this off with this thingy. Okay, and you're gonna go like this, and this will help keep the vinyl, or help transfer the vinyl onto there and help it stick to it.
So with the border, just a reminder to leave like maybe, well, just enough to fold over in the back so that it is a little more secure. So I went ahead and I put all my letters where they need to be, and then I made a chalk mark where hopefully they will go. So what I'm going to do now is I have to get the transfer paper off of the backing of the paper. And so this is where you would want to use this thing if you have it, or just some kind of flat edge. Maybe this. Did a very good job of contact paper right there. So this might be a little harder. Just gonna pick it off a little bit. But with them being in little strips like that, it kind of helps. Works great too. And you really don't want this thing to fold up because it will destroy it. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and place it. Okay, I will say this is very unforgiving. So wherever you stick it on, that's where it's gonna be. Because the letters stick. And it's impossible to get them back up. So this is where I would really get it on there. Make sure all the letters are really there. Okay, and then try to peel it off as flatly back as possible. That helps it stick to each other. Bite. Yay, we finished one. Yay, here it is. Okay, so be really careful when you're taking off the transfer paper because look, I ripped it a little bit too hard and it started ripping the board. So, and there's little spots here, so just be really careful when you're taking off the transfer paper. But other than that, I think this one probably, out of the other two that I made, this is probably the best one that I did. Except for that so I made it way too far. But there's nothing I can do about it now. All right, good luck.